future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com. This is On Air with Tony Sweet, your number one source for all things entertainment, exclusive interviews, and guests from TV, film, the Broadway stage, and your favorite musical artists of today. Talking shop is a given, but deep conversation is Tony's specialty. On Air with Tony Sweet starts now, exclusively on UBN Radio.
Oh, I love applause, especially when it's not even for me. It's, I'll take what I can get. Welcome to On Air with Tony Sweet on Universal Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Tony Sweet. Carla Renata is on an audition, so she says, at Miss Benicel at Macy's, and she better pick me something up in size small. That's all I'm saying. All right, so we are going to have a great show for you today. Listen, I am a Tom Hanks fan, and this gentleman that we have in studio got to work with Tom Hanks. Yeah. Really, this is amazing. So it's a movie coming out called Inferno, and we have a gentleman that has worked on the movie, and I can't wait to hear his background and his journey to get to this point in Hollywood. But we have in studio the one and only Jon Donahue.
Thanks, Tony. Wow, I didn't know you could fit all these people in here.
Yes, actually, it's very small people with a loudspeaker.
They are tiny.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk with you because, first of all, I love movies. I grew up television and movies. That was my babysitter. So before we get into your movie and TV shows.
Or my movies.
What is it?
You said movies, so I'm into that too.
Oh, really?
Well,
okay.
It's all right.
Okay.
Maybe I'll fumble.
But I want to find out the background
Yeah.
of where you came from and how you got into this crazy business of entertainment.
It's crazy.
So, first of all, you're from New York.
Upstate New York, Binghamton to be exact.
Binghamton. Where is that? Binghamton? What is it? Binghamton?
Let's just say it's an upstate New York, Binghamton, Bingham. People put a P in it and they say Binghamton.
Oh,
and it's not right. It's
well,
Binghamton.
Okay, I get that too.
And wasn't a lot to do there when I was a kid,
Right.
so we saw movies.
I used to smell paint chips. That's what I used to
Really?
do. Yeah.
We had those in Binghamton.
Yeah, and watch paint dry.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works.
Were you a shy kid?
Nah, not really. No, I'm going to say no. I was never a shy kid.
Nope, that
No.
wasn't.
What do I win?
Yeah.
No, never really a shy kid.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of a loner.
Oh, one of those.
Oh yeah, really? No, I had no choice. Kids wouldn't come near me.
Right.
you know?
It's like, yeah. Me neither. I was the
wouldn't play
fat kid
with
on
me.
the corner. That's
Yeah.
that was my nickname.
Just sniffing paint chips.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eat paint chips
Eating
and
snakes and snorting
I did.
paint
Have you ever
chips.
ate snakes?
I
I've had
had
snakes.
no, but I've seen pictures
of snakes or
of
people
eating
them.
snakes.
Yeah,
What do you
it's-
think?
it's
I'm
like
crazy?
chicken.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
A lot
it
of
tastes like
things
chicken.
taste like chicken. I hear.
Yeah, as long as they don't tell me, because if I'll eat it, if they don't tell me it's snake, otherwise I won't eat it.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Where do you
gross.
draw the line
On eating stuff?
on eating stuff? This is about you now, Tony.
No, I've eaten beaver.
Who hasn't, Tony? Who hasn't?
And it's very oily and greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
what
Now
can
this
you
is
do?
the animal, by the way.
We're talking
Not-
about
yeah.
animal, yes, in case kids are listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So back to you.
You sure?
So what do you think of me? No, just
I love you, Tony. What are you doing later?
Really? We'll be right back.
All right, 10-4.
So you grew up, you were not shy, but yet you were...
I was always a nerd.
Nerd.
I was always kind of funny, I guess. I
Right.
mean, if you look back, I always did impressions or voices. I was like the only kid
shouldn't
in
have said that.
school who did like a Johnny Carson
Let me
or
hear
did
it.
a Pee Wee Herman.
Let me hear it.
See, I knew you were going to ask, and I don't even know why I even brought it up. It was different when I was a kid because
Yeah.
my voice changed. I was like a 10 or 11-year-old Johnny Carson.
What
You know?
now? Who can you do now as an adult?
I can do. I sort of do a Hanks impression. He doesn't. He knows about it, but he hasn't
Who?
heard it. Tom Hanks.
Oh.
He doesn't want to hear it. But when I tell stories, you might hear me break into it. But I do voices. I did a voice in a Disney film, which was fun. I got to do a bunch of different voices.
Tell
when
me.
they
Who was
picked
it?
one. It was called Beverly Hills. People like this. Funny enough, it's called Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2.
I've heard of both.
Yes, I did the second one. I played a German Shepherd named Antonio. And that led to me doing some work with Catherine O'Hara in a
Wow.
recording booth for Frankenweenie. Now, my voice is not in the film, but I worked with her on several different characters. And they called me, and Don Hahn, the producer, called me into a recording booth. And I was in there and had met Catherine O'Hara there. And I did like 6 different voices
Holy crap.
very early on in Frankenweenie when they like had like a scene animated and they showed it to us.
Holy
Here's
crap.
what it is. Just come up with your own characters. And Catherine had to come up with like, she played like 6
Right.
different or whatever it was characters in the movie. It was amazing just to work with her. So my voices, all those years of being a dork in school, have paid off. They actually pay you to do this. Can we
See,
say,
Mom and Dad?
Yeah, yes, exactly, exactly.
Now, speaking of Mom and Dad, back then when you were doing all the impressions,
Mm-hmm.
what did your parents think? They thought, oh my God,
I watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure on VHS like it was going out of style. I mean, my parents eventually just had to pay Video King and just said, we're just going to keep it. I'm tired of paying the late fees.
Right.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was always going. So I always did the Pee-wee Herman. Yeah, my bike. One of those things.
You did one.
I know you,
Yes.
but what am I? One of those. So I would do Pee-wee all the time.
Oh my God.
And so I grew up with Pee-wee's, 80s movies. I'm an 80s kid. So
Yeah, I am too. We're about the same age. I'm a little older.
Yeah,
but
I'm 28. So you're
I'm
what?
31.
30.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
good.
30.
Something
I'm
like
almost 2.5 years older.
Yeah.
than you,
Okay. Good. That's what I thought.
So growing up in high school, did you do any sports or? That's okay. That answer.
We'll be right back, folks.
Next question.
Yeah, no, I did not do sports.
Nothing.
I was the dork who got notes from his parents to sit in study hall, and I would draw. I would do cartoons. I would read the movie sections. When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was go to the movies. That's all I wanted to do. And the day I turned 16, a very wonderful woman by the name of Kathy Curtis hired me at the Cameo Theater. She
Oh.
managed one of my hometown theaters. There were a
Yeah.
bunch of single-screen theaters in Binghamton. Now they're all multiplexes.
I was going to say back then it
Yeah.
was mostly single.
You see one
yeah.
movie and you hear 3 now. But back then it was single screen. And she hired me, and the first movie that I worked at was Dirty Dancing. And I heard that a lot. And then Batteries Not Included. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was
good old
living the
days.
dream. The day I turned 16, so I always wanted to work in a movie theater, and I did. And when I was 18, I became a manager of a movie theater.
And you
Crazy.
left that to become.
Oh, I do Owen
California?
Wilson, by the way. Crazy. It's far out. It's weird.
Oh, that is good.
Thanks. Yeah, one of those.
And you actually kind of look like him too.
Well, yeah, well.
Did
I
people
don't want
tell you that?
Yeah, well, they always offer to break my nose.
All right.
So
Yeah,
I'd
you have a
rather
straight
not
one,
get
yeah.
that. But yeah. So I worked at a movie theater and then did that for a few years, and then got tired of that and ran a video store.
Not own it, but ran.
I ran. I was assistant manager.
Oh, okay.
And then I ran off to Orlando, Florida, because I went there with some friends, and they had just opened the park in 90, and I went there in 92, 91, 92, and
I'm
I
waiting to
fell
hear
in love
this.
with it. Fell in love with it. And
You
I
fell in love with the
fell
park.
in love with everything. I said this because I had done a high school play,
Oh, okay.
Arsenic and Old Lace.
Right.
I was a freshman. Anyway, I moved to Orlando and got a job at Universal Studios in Florida.
Okay,
when it
I got to
first
pull
opened.
this up. So
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this up, and as we pull this up,
Sure.
I want you kind of.
What are you pulling up, Tony? I can't see what's
Well,
behind
I'm
the
not,
desk.
I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I didn't say
What kind of
pull
show
out.
is this?
I didn't say pull it out.
Yeah.
I said pull it up.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to start playing a video that you requested. No.
Well,
Standing up for any
And
reason.
so I'm going to turn this down just a little bit so you can talk over it.
A little. This is like a Q and what do you call those? Commentary tracks. on a Blu-ray.
Commentary. So up on
I
the
love it.
screen is you
That's me.
in 1993.
Yeah. No, that was around because I went. It's a long story, but I went, left, came back. So that's when I came back. So I was about 20. I want to say 27.
Is that a machine gun?
Yeah, that is actually a 40 millimeter grenade launcher.
Holy crap.
We use that. See, here's the deal. If you live in Hollywood, you know that the tours out here, which by the way I did when I moved here, you do the tour and the shark comes up and he's cheesy and ham bone and it's goofy. It's like, oh, the shark, no one's scared. Anyway, take a photo with it. So, but the one in Florida, you actually got on a boat. The boat was in the water and it was on a track because I can't steer. I could barely drive
don't ruin
here.
it for people.
I think I'd ran 2 cars off the road just pulling into the lot here. But you get on a boat, and they give you the grenade launcher, and you have a whole show you do, and you're basically giving a tour of Amity Island, and a shark attacks several
A real one?
times. Yeah, they actually put real sharks in the water. It was amazing feeding them a small child every day.
Right.
Kid falls in, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
You-
Probably
you had
shouldn't say
3.
that after that
I
whole
know, I was
alligator
thinking-
attack.
I was
at
getting ready
Disney
to say
World.
something.
Hey, listen, Universal,
Yeah.
we didn't disclose it. Disney was like, hey, look what happened. We didn't disclose it. Terrible.
Well, this, like I said, you look so young.
Thanks. What do I look like now, Tony?
So young.
A bag of what? A bag of paint chips?
Again, I'm older than you, so
I get it.
I have to. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I
you're
have to say you're a
2.
baby.
No, it's all right. Yeah, I was 27, I think, around that time, and it was one of the coolest jobs ever. It
Well-
really was, because I love the movie Jaws. I love Steven Spielberg films. I grew up, my favorite movie of all time that I saw in theaters over and over and over in Binghamton, because it played. This is 1981 when movies played forever, and I was 10. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and it changed my life.
Ooh.
Changed my freaking life.
See, I remember going down to Orlando and out here to California, and I do remember all those parks, because back when we were younger, it was Jaws was the big thing,
And I love Jaws.
Yeah, and then the parting of the Red Sea.
That's here.
Yeah, that's here. But
it's now parting the Brown Sea. I don't know
Well,
why, but that's just a new thing. They rebooted it.
Kind of, it's kind of gross.
I don't even know
when
what
you
that
see
means.
it, I don't either. But I think it was a backup sewage or something.
It
I'm
might.
not for sure.
Well, that's kind of what I was alluding to.
But
Thank you.
so okay, that's what got your urges wanting to become not really an actor at the time. Well, I guess an actor.
Yeah,
but
I love entertaining. I love making
more
people laugh.
entertainment.
I love
comedian too, huh?
I just looked right into the lens. You're not
You're
supposed
like,
to do
I
that.
love- why
I
not?
didn't-
You're
I don't
making
know.
love to the
But
people that
you're
are
off camera here. I'm supposed to be looking at you. Anyway,
That's good.
I just love. I don't know. Maybe I just love showing off. I just love entertaining me,
You're
making people
ADD like
laugh.
me, right?
Oh, totally, dude.
Yeah, I can tell. Like
Oh
we get
my
along well because
God.
I'm like he's ADD.
I'm trying to segue so much here, though, too. And I think I'm doing okay.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we're talking about.
I don't either.
I'm just
We were
kidding.
talking about how young I looked.
Kidding.
Look.
Yes. Look.
No, I love. Where were we?
Yeah, we were talking about the Orlando and enjoying entertainment.
I just love acting, and I love Jaws so much because it's all the other rides, like High Row 2, How Many Row 4. It wasn't like a show like Jaws, and I love sharks, and I love anything shark related.
Shark Week.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Shark Week. I literally call my agent and says, do not send me out for however long Shark Week lasts.
I
am
love it.
indisposed of. I throw the phone away, turn off the lights, bag of popcorn, and I'm
Get
ready.
'em. Get 'em, Shark.
Bottle of whiskey. So I'd get on the boat, and it's a whole show. It's like there's so many different ways. I got to be honest. The show is gone now. The ride is gone. Thank you, Harry Potter.
Oh, it is gone.
Oh, they
got rid
tore
of
it out. They got rid of it a few years, and I was
Harry
there.
Potter took it away?
Harry Potter took it away.
Oh, my God.
I was there on the last day of the ride, and I rode the last boat.
Did you cry?
Because I just finished Cloud Atlas and flew back from Germany to be there for Jaws that last night, and it was so sad. It's
you
like
cry?
I've been to funerals. I didn't cry so much. It was ridiculous because that was like my whole, in my 20s. That was it for me. It was Jaws.
Well, that was one of the main attractions
Yeah.
for many years.
Oh, it was amazing
Many
that they
years.
could get. I think there were 7 different types of sharks in that water animatronic, and
Again,
they
ruin
would,
it for everybody.
Sorry, and explosions and fire and people scream. I used to love scaring kids. Oh my God, I used to love screaming and kids
On
would be
and off the ride.
freaking out. They thought they were at Disney freaking land. They were not. They were at Universal, and we didn't give a shit. It was awesome. It was
love it.
awesome.
Oh, I love it. I love your enthusiasm.
Then
That's
I
what
got to
love.
scare kids at Nickelodeon Studios,
So was that after?
all part of Universal Studios.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
That's a different department. Jaws was considered ride and show, which basically meant, I think you got 75 cents more an hour to do Jaws since it was a whole show.
Wow.
But to be in the entertainment department, it's kind of like going from I don't want to say extra to actor, but it kind of was like you felt that way in the theme park world. And when I auditioned and got a job as a Gagmeister
A gag
at
meister.
Nickelodeon Studios,
Love it.
We fed. I went from scaring kids to feeding them gag. We had all
is
kinds
gag?
of different gag. There's booger gag, armpit
gag. I thought you said gag.
G-A-K. No, you're right, G-A-K.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Booger gag. You think it's boogers, but it's not. That was our little. I know you got that. You like that?
Yeah,
Do you? You don't have a drum roll thing
I
here?
probably do.
Oh, sorry,
No,
it's
I
too
don't.
late now. The time is way
Yeah.
off. Just doing those game lab shows for the kids and having fun. Like working at Nickelodeon was amazing. We had a blast.
So, when you say Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
it's
We're talking about Nickelodeon in the 90s, 2000s.
But we talk. What do
90s
we think
rather.
about Nickelodeon? Is the
Slime.
Yeah.
And we didn't make slime. It came from the slime guys are in the center of the earth. But since that is all gone now
Right.
too, I'll tell you, we used to make the frickin' slime, and it's the same stuff. Can I get sued for this?
No.
It's the same stuff
I
that.
bleed it out.
Well, okay, no, don't, because I'm gonna take a chance.
Oh, okay. Do it.
It's the same stuff that they put in McDonald's shakes to make it liquefy. And and it
Really?
was like a powder, and you could only there were directions, like you'd only put 2 or 3 scoops in. If you do
So it
more than
wasn't
that, it would be
toxic.
so thick. No, you could eat it. You don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Gack was just pudding dyed yellow with green pineapple chunks, dyed green. We didn't wait for them to
Kinda
go
like after
bad.
a night out drinking.
Exactly. Yes, it's what like after you're done eating,
Yeah.
what happens. But yeah, sliming kids, and in fact, on my last day before I moved back to Binghamton, I had a series of moving back home because I'd run out of cash.
Mom and Dad,
Exactly.
here I come.
Exactly. My mother's like, room's ready. We still have your Star Wars wallpaper up. We got slimed, which was great.
I mean, that's anybody wants to.
Oh, are you kidding? My buddy put Star Wars action figures into the slime. And I'd like to point out who that buddy is, Mike Aiello, who's a big.
Hey,
we worked
Mike.
at Jaws together
Yeah.
in Florida. I met him sweeping the queue lines together, and we both auditioned for Nickelodeon at the same time. And a lot of Halloween Horror Nights fans know his name because he's like executive creative grand poobah director of Universal Studios Florida. He helps create the haunted houses and the
Right.
shows and Harry Potter Land, and so he's just
What's he doing now?
He's the grand poobah of Universal Florida. He's like a
Oh.
big wig now. Like we started out making the
Wow.
doing ride and show. Went to Nickelodeon. Now
running
he's
it.
a big wig, and I'm out here doing freaking movies. So it's awesome.
But he didn't get to work with Tom Hanks.
well, he's met him. I took him to a bowl game
oh,
with Tom once, so that was fun.
for
for him.
you and Tom like this then, huh?
I don't know. Can people see what you just
Yeah.
did there? I don't even know
Cross
what
the
that means.
fingers.
Well, I mean, we don't hang out on weekends, but I'll email him here and there. But he's great. I've known him for almost 14 years now.
All right, so this is leading up to actually you making the decision to moving to L.A.
Yeah.
When did you move to L.A.?
Okay, we're back in Binghamton. We left
Right.
Nickelodeon, and I'd got a job. I needed work.
Mm-hmm.
I got a job at a TV station, a CBS affiliate. And what happened there was I was working in production, setting up the cameras
Right.
for the news team. I didn't know jack about news. I hate running teleprompter. I hate running the cameras.
I can't believe that.
Ugh. And what happened is Nickelodeon did a touring road show.
They did it.
Yeah, they did a touring roadshow where they come and they do a whole show, and you could slime the kids. And I went in, and I went to the news director. That was a different department. I was in production. I said, "Hey, can I go and interview my friends?" "Yeah, take a cameraman. Get out of here.
crap.
Get
I
out of
wanna
here."
do that.
I went and interviewed him. They slimed me on camera, and I came back, and they said, "Do you want to be our reporter for entertainment news?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yes. Again, starting out like you're, at Universal, working ride
Yeah.
show and going up to entertainment,
That quick.
and then I'm throwing you off in my hand movements, aren't I?
No,
It's all right. I do
it's
this.
like squirrel.
No, it's So I became a reporter and interviewed Jon Stewart when he came to town. When he first took over the Daily Show,
You're
he was
just
still doing
bragging now.
stand-up. Well, I want to. Why not? I got 20 minutes to
Right.
30 minutes to brag, right? And then Gregory Hines. He's gone now,
yeah.
but man, what a talent! Watched him tap dance.
So did they set up the interviews, or did you actually? Do
I would
the-
find out where they were, and then
Just
I
show
would.
up?
Here's the greatest thing. They gave me a block on Friday. I guess they had like 5, 5:30, and 6. 6 was like the hard hitting news. 5 o'clock was, hey, we're going to show you how to, water a plant and make it into a tomato. I don't know. So they would say, do whatever you want, basically. So
Holy
I went and I
wow.
shot my own stories. I learned how to edit my own stories. I used to do my own voiceover for stories. I was doing my own things, and people got to see them in Binghamton and the
That's
surrounding
a lot.
areas.
I mean, but for the people that are listening that
Yeah.
are younger, going through college and
or going through puberty.
yeah.
Yeah.
wanting to be a journalist or in entertainment, that's actually perfect to know that
Rare.
rare that you don't always get that opportunity that quickly, but learning everything about the industry is priceless. I
Yeah.
mean, knowing how to
Oh, it's
edit,
true.
how to voice your own segments, and I think that's great. And I think from that point, I think it's given you an opportunity to not just being a better actor, but because being an interview, you have to relate to the people you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. You have
So-
to learn to listen.
What?
That's a big I like what you did there. I was offended for a second. No, exactly. You have to learn to listen, and it's so true what you're saying.
So when you interviewed Jon Stewart, and I mean, he's so quick on his
Oh,
feet.
yeah.
What was it like? Was it
was
intimidating?
Cool. You could actually, if you I'm not telling you to look for it now, Tony, but if you YouTube
know I'm
it,
ADD, I
you'll
want to.
you'll see me at like 210 pounds. I was
Oh.
a big, like I'm 190 now.
Right.
But I was so depressed in Binghamton.
You're like,
not putting it
cheesecake?
down, but yeah, exactly. Oh, cheesecake, one whole one for me. And what do you want? Anything? Yeah. So I interviewed Jon Stewart, and he had just had root canal. And so
story's
he
even
was
better.
he was eating pizza during the interview because it was right before he went on. And he says, I have to eat because I don't have a lot of time. He was going on to do his stand-up. And I said, yeah, of course. And I said, this is going to be great. You're eating pizza. Who gets to interview like a celebrity while they're eating pizza? This is great. So I interviewed. We had one camera, so I shot all of his side first. He went off to do a show, and then they shot me asking all my questions.
That's hilarious.
You know?
But that's actually perfect, though.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it looks so bad now. You go back because it was like videotape. It was like it was a hand crank. It was like Charlie Chaplin used it on the kid. Yeah, so that was cool that involved acting. Actually,
No,
thinking
you
about
have
it, you're
to.
like you have to pretend like you're listening to him and nod your head. And I watch it now, and I'm chewing a pen cap, and I used to chew pen caps. Like I ate everything.
Did you really?
I ate pen caps. If you put anything in front of me,
Yeah,
I'd
X-ray,
eat it.
and you see all these
Anything.
pieces of
Exact
plastic.
pens, exactly, little toys. I don't know. So it's just funny to see me because I'm all blown out. It wasn't lit well, and it was all blown out. I'm all like Casper
sun, yeah.
White,
Yeah, like
210
the sun's
pound
really bright that day.
fat dude interviewing the cool skinny Jon Stewart. But it was fun. That was one of my favorite interviews.
Now, well, also Gregory Hines. I loved him as an actor, and
he was great.
an amazing dancer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so how did you meet him? What
He was
the
doing
situation?
He was doing this thing. It's Ithaca College, which is it's pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a big entertainment, industry training college.
Right.
I guess that's what you call it. Anyway, I'm not too bright. And
Trade school.
Yeah, exactly. I found out he was going to be there, and I took a camera guy, and we went out there, and he had a group of reporters around a big table like this, and he would field the questions. Why are you in Ithaca? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, a little boy called him up, says, I would love to have you teach me tap dancing or whatever. And it was like this really sweet story that Gregory
At first, I thought it was going to get a little weird.
No, it's not the Bill Cosby story.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a different story. It
Yeah.
was a little boy. So this isn't sounding right at all. So anyway, Gregory Hines came out and literally tap danced for people. He did a whole show, and I was always trying to find something funny. I'm like, hey, would you show me how to tap dance? He's like, no, it's very personal to me to teach tap.
You were trying to be silly, and he's
I'm
like,
not just going to teach you to tap dance. So I'm like, shit. I feel like a buffoon. But he was so cool. He's very sweet to everybody and really nice. And I look at it as one of my favorites as well because he's gone now. And I love Running Scared, the movie he did with Billy Crystal.
Oh my God, that was.
Remember
and
that?
if you haven't seen that movie,
it's on Blu-ray.
like was it
86, 85?
something like that.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
It's fun.
Yeah, and Gregory Hines is one of those legends that we lost way too soon.
It's true.
But it's a great memory to have that, like the legends I've interviewed. It makes, you look at what's her name from Golden Girls?
Susan Sarandon.
No.
Sally
Blanche.
Kirkland. Oh, I was just yelling out names.
Rue McClanahan.
Yeah, Rue McClanahan. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got
Rue
to,
McClanahan.
yeah, I got to interview her, and then about a year later, she passed away. So, but it was one of those.
What the hell did you do to her, Tony?
I know. It seems like that Larry Hagman. I interviewed him, and a year later he died. What is?
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I've got what?
Shit.
I've got. I don't have much time
You're
left.
right.
Can we do
So,
another Da Vinci
yeah.
Code sequel quickly?
Right,
I need one more for my family.
Where would?
Yeah.
Gregory. So
Yes, Gregory Hines.
from that point on, let's get into your acting when it comes to film and TV. When did you move out to LA?
I moved out here in 1999.
Oh, so it's been a while.
It's been about what is it, 18, 19 years?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I can't
17.
do math. No, it's more than 17.
Well,
it's like 18.
2016. Yeah.
No, 2009. It's 9. I don't know. Yeah, you're
You
right.
weren't good
Whatever.
at math either.
I'm not. I'm counting on my fingers
Yeah.
if you're not watching
Yeah.
this stream, which I was very good at in school.
What? math
Sister
or
Agnes
counting
told me
fingers?
Sister Agnes told me I was really good at counting on fingers. By the way, Sister Agnes is still
Are you Catholic?
teaching. What's that?
Was that a Catholic
It
school?
was a Catholic school.
Did you get slapped a lot? When you
I
were
got Sister Frances Paul beat the shit out of me with a rule. We literally got smacked my head. That's a whole nother. That's
head?
a whole nother. She's not
this gonna
a
turn into
severed
therapy
head.
session?
My head. She would have me do a problem at the board, and if I got it wrong, she'd smack the back of my head, and I'd smack into the chalkboard, and I'd cry, "Stop those crocodile tears!" She'd say.
Oh my God! Did you get that on camera? That would have been hilarious.
We didn't
That
have
would been
iPhones then.
YouTube viral right there.
Yeah, Sister Frances Paul is gone now.
Oh,
But
is that a good thing?
She wouldn't be my teacher now
Oh, okay.
anyway, but I probably would go back and say, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
You
like that?
beat the shit out of me. Anyway, I learned a lot in Catholic school. It was great. but I don't need to,
No,
I
we don't need to talk
we don't
about
need
her.
To go back there.
We don't need a therapy session.
No,
right
no,
now.
no. But Sister Agnes, God bless her, she's still there.
So
She's still there. She never hit me.
1999, you moved out here, became an actor. But what
Yeah.
was your first? What was your first role that you said, you know what, I think I might make this out here?
Well, that was
Later.
a little before that. No, I knew.
Oh, really
I knew.
before?
Oh, you mean when I moved here? What I
Yeah.
thought would there was nothing out here that made me say I'm going to stay. This is going to do it.
What about
I was
today?
just trying to make. Yeah, exactly. I was just trying to. I just knew I loved Hollywood. I love movies. I saw movies as a kid. Like we went over this, like the
Right.
Raiders and seeing films all
Yeah.
the time. Every weekend, my dad and my grandmother would take me to the movies. Every weekend. We saw everything that came out in the 80s. So I love film. So even when I was parking here at the studio, I put it on my Twitter, I took a picture of the Hollywood sign because it reminded me of the Muppet movie. You know what I mean? Everything's a movie reference.
I'm the same way. Mine is songs. Somebody will say
Oh, really?
something, and I'm like, oh, and I'll start singing that song. They're like, what is that?
Yeah, I'm
like,
not good
"Never
with
mind."
music. In fact, I when I auditioned for Roadies, Roadies, the show that's on Showtime, and the scene was with Leonard Skinnard.
Oh my God.
And I went and told my friend, I said, yeah, this is a scene with Leonard Skinnard. She goes, it's Leonard, and do you know it's a band? I go, it's not a dude? She goes, no, it's a whole band.
I've been calling him
wow,
Leonard all this time.
I had no idea it was a whole band.
I do remember
That's how smart
that.
I am with music.
Yeah, no.
But I know movies and television very well, like movies especially. I grew up in, keep laughing. So, no, but when I came here, like I said, I got a job at Universal Studios
Right.
Hollywood, and I felt like, at least I know what I'm doing here.
Right.
No, I did not. It's completely different. They're like
yeah.
two different entities. But it was fun, and worked at E! Entertainment Television on a TV show called Mysteries and Scandals. I was in
remember that.
production with A.J. Benza.
Yeah.
He's like, fame, ain't it a bitch?
What
That
is-
was his deal. That was
where
his
is AJ now?
slogan. I don't know. He was a cool guy, though. Or he probably still is a cool guy. I haven't seen him. That was what? I'm not going to count on my fingers again,
Yeah,
but I'm
a
guessing
long
that was
time
like
ago.
18 or 19 years
Yeah,
ago.
God, now you're starting to bring back a lot of memories because I do remember
Yeah,
that.
I was on E! Entertainment. That was a lot of work. I had my own desk. I think it was overlooking the La Brea tar
own
pits.
desk?
But it was a cubicle.
Oh, okay.
But it was my first cubicle.
And you felt important.
I did. No,
I
the
didn't
the
know.
guy next to me in the next cubicle always said I talked too loud on the phone, but I was like talking. I had to talk. When am I supposed to
gotta,
whisper? What's this? The conversation? What am I? So anyway, I worked at E! Not that long because Universal hired me full time. Then but at the time it was part time, and I was doing E! Boy, this is very in depth, isn't it?
I love it. I'm
there's
learning.
so much more.
I feel
Tony.
closer to you now.
Which move our seats closer than to really make it happen. And then worked at E! And then what happened was I got a job as a production assistant on a movie. My first time ever working on a film in production, Big Mama's House.
Oh, my God.
With Martin Lawrence. And
Yes,
this is
love that
right
movie.
after he had, I believe he passed out and went to a coma for a while. Like before he shot that film, there was something with Martin Lawrence where something happened to him.
Was that the one that? Was it
was
Ben
where-
Vereen? Which one? Like, there was one of I can't remember. I think it was an actor that he was like in Malibu and on the highway, and he was going crazy or something.
That was me.
What? Oh,
that was actually me.
never
It was
mind.
last week.
And we'll move on.
No, you're talking about. Let's just say it was Ben Vereen.
Yeah, I think it was.
God bless. Is he still alive?
He is.
All right. Well, then there you go. Him and Sister Agnes. So, where were we?
We're talking about
Martin Lawrence. Martin
yeah.
Lawrence. He was totally in the Big Mama outfit, this big
hilarious.
costume.
That was a great movie.
But it was this huge padded costume, and we were shooting in Orange County. And I remember specifically my car broke down on the way to set.
no.
My very first day of working on a movie.
Oh, my God.
My car broke down, and I got there like an hour late.
Oh, I thought
and
you
they
were gonna say
weren't
Martin
happy.
picked you up or
no,
something.
yeah, he did, literally over his head. So I got to the set. They put me out on set. I thought it was called a lockup. It's called a lockdown. We have to lock down the streets and make sure no one's coming down the
how
street.
funny, really?
Like, sorry, it's a lockup. And people are like, what? What the
What?
hell? Is this like a prison thing?
I live here.
So Martin Lawrence, they put me in charge of keeping him cool in between takes. And,
Like fanning him or something?
Yeah, using a portable air conditioner that was plugged into a Stinger, which is a
Just
an
follow him
electrical
around,
cord.
like,
No, he would sit in a chair, and the minute they yell cut, he'd have to sit down because it was so hot. And he was wearing this fat suit, and he had just come off this medical thing. I had to put this, but he also had his guys around him, his people, and they were there, and they would take the thing from me. But here's the thing: this air conditioner you couldn't have on while you were rolling because it was too loud, and it wouldn't cool out. You'd get cool until it had time to warm up. So I was effed either way. I was so scared. I needed this thing down on me because
Right.
it was scary as hell. And needless to say, I only worked one day as a production
That was it?
assistant on that particular film. I had gone on to do a few other movies as a production assistant, and I realized that what the hell am I doing as a production assistant?
I was gonna say,
hate it.
I don't see
This
you
is like
doing that.
leading towards assistant directing and stuff. I don't really give a crap about that. And these people like work so
Yeah.
hard, like doing the call sheets and call times and dealing with this actor crap and all this stuff. Who wants to deal with that stuff? And I'm like, I'll
Right.
just stick to being one of the pain in the ass actors.
Right. And I bet
So
you're
anyway.
pretty good at that. No, I'm
I
kidding.
am. I'm very good. I'm very good. In fact, I'm demanding your green room be green. It's like a light.
God.
It's a light. What's it like a brown,
Like
like a
puke
beige?
color? I
It's
don't
a
know.
light. It's a light puke color brown. All right, it's fine.
Yeah. So Martin Lawrence, like that was a great movie. He's a great actor.
I don't know about that, but
Well,
sure.
I thought it was
All right,
funny.
I'm glad you
That's
like
my
it. In
humor.
fact, it's playing in the green room when I came in. I
Yes.
thought you did that
Yeah.
on purpose.
That was yeah.
Big Mama's house on a loop.
I thought when you said fat suit and you looked straight at me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that
Calling
fat
me
suit.
fat.
They let me have the fat suit.
Did they
at the
really?
end of that. Yeah, it's hanging up in my closet.
So you actually that's a great like the light bulb moment that's
Yeah.
saying, that's not where I want to go.
No.
And I think I've met a lot of people.
I've had a
like
few of
that.
those light bulb
Oh,
moments. About
listen.
2 minutes ago.
Yeah,
One hit.
It's like what the hell?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Did you see it?
But when you said I want to make that pivot of saying I want to focus on acting,
Yeah.
what did you do? Did you start like try to auditioning more,
Yeah.
like taking more classes?
Yeah.
What was that?
I
to
was
make you,
taking classes. I took classes with Dee Wallace, the mom
Love
from
me
ET.
some Dee.
Love her to death. She still is a good friend of mine. I love her dearly, and she's always been there to help me out, give me advice, and she's wonderful. I made some great friends along the way. It's important to make contacts in this town. That's a big thing I tell
Right.
people when they ask, and have talent, which is really important.
well,
and
what was it? What was some advice that she gave you? Because she, I mean, she's so.
Yeah, you know what? It
wise.
was. There's so much. I remember I did not have enough money to pay for the next month of classes, and I said, "Dee, I can't come next month until I make some more money." And she says, "All right, I'm gonna have my assistant call you, and she's gonna set up a dinner date. We're gonna talk about this." So we went out to dinner, and I didn't know how to eat edamame. She had to show me how to take the little beans out of the pot. I had no clue. And I had a big Band-Aid on my finger, I remember, because I had cut it or something. I was like, I'm going to gross her out by sticking my dirty hands in the edamame
She's
and
like,
trying to rip them
yeah.
open. But she showed me how to, here's what Dee taught me, how to eat edamame correctly.
No matter
Without- with or
everything
without a
she taught
Band-Aid.
you, that
Yeah.
was one of the.
I love her. And she said, you've come so far in your classes and your acting. She goes, I can't, you have to continue. I'm going to pay for next month's classes. And she
Wow.
did, and she let me come in.
Yeah, she's that type of woman. I
Yeah.
mean, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
So, in her classes, because there's always something.
She doesn't teach anymore, as far as I
No,
know. I think she does
yeah,
maybe private coaching or
yeah.
something, which I
and-
should
and
go to
even
at some
then,
point.
Even then, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
if she
tough
does a lot.
because she's a busy lady.
She is.
busy
well,
lady.
she has a show here on UBN.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
But when she started teaching you, what was it something about that you learned that you needed to not really change, but to understand about your acting?
It's always about listening. I have trouble doing that sometimes.
You mean even the coach itself? Or,
Even everything, just like you, because I'm always trying to think of something. Oh, wait, but I have something to say.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you learn to listen, learn to just be calm and just like be in the moment and all that wonderful acting stuff that I needed to know, there's just so much, to be
Now,
honest with you.
But did that seem to make a difference in auditions?
Yes.
And even just parts that you got?
I was not good at auditioning. You'd go in, your heart starts going bum, 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 and you just get excited. And my auditions used to be terrible. I mean, up until the last year, never thought my auditions were, every actor always doubts his own worth.
Right.
That's just the way it is. And I think Dustin Hoffman said, Van Gogh didn't cut his ear off for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't really know what that means, but I thought it was
don't
cool.
either. I'm just shaking my
I
head
thought what
like,
Dustin said was cool. But every actor doubts his own or her own worth.
Right.
And you just go in and you're just like, oh, this I could have done this, I could have done that. Like when I drive home from this, I should have said this, shouldn't have said that. But what I'm getting at is just getting comfortable in the room. You know what I've learned is to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself, and I had trouble trusting myself. Just you're going to be fine. Don't worry about that line or this line. You know it. Just go in and trust it. If you're sitting there freaking out, it's not going to help you, and you will go up on that line. You know what I mean?
Because I remember I'm not an actor. I never wanted to be an actor, but
Sure.
I did get an agent because they approached me once because of the show.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, we'd love to send you out on some auditions. And I'm like, I don't know. And they said, no, this will be great. My first audition, I was probably, I'd say 40 at the time, 38, 39, 40. They sent me to this audition, and I walk in, and seriously, everybody was like 22,
Wow.
23.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if they need like a dad or an older brother or something or an uncle. No, I was out auditioning for the same parts as these kids, and I'm like, why would they do? Have you ever had
it
that?
Gets in your head. It happened to me in the last few weeks. I've been very fortunate. Like, where my manager's wonderful.
Right.
They've been getting me out a lot, and one of them was for Young and the Restless. I think it was one of those soaps. I think it was Young.
Were
and
you
the
the Restless or the Young?
I was definitely the Restless. I went in and I had auditioned for this casting director before, and it was a couple of years ago, and I blew it. In fact, I blew it so much that I said, "How was it?" He goes, "Well, you're on the right track." You know that you've blown an audition when the casting director says
Right.
that. I should just hand out like comment cards at the end. What do you think of my performance? What do I need to work on? So this time I went in, it was like a bigger part, because I'm getting, it was great because of all the Inferno stuff and everything. I'm getting these better roles. It's amazing. Or offers anyway. Not even offers. Here's a script. Good luck. But what happened was I went out for this soap opera a few weeks ago, and I knocked it out of the park. It was great. And even so, where the casting director was saying, "Wow, where are you from? Where usually they kick you out of the room."
Right.
I was like, "Wow, I was feeling good about this." I walk by the once empty waiting room, and there were 5 guys who looked just like me. So I didn't get it. One of those other guys knocked it even further out of the park.
I already got it.
All right, you guys can go. I usually do that. You throw them off their game. But I had an audition the other day for like Grandpa, for some Nickelodeon show, and I emailed my manager. I said, "Wait a minute, this guy's like in his 50s." They're like, they don't know what they're gonna do with the age range. I'm like, great. So I'm going like the dialogue is literally, look at son. Hey, that boy knows. I'm like, I don't. Dude, that's like for an old dude. I'm not there yet.
When I went, that was my last one. My first and last one, because I just can't do this. I mean, I don't have the heart for it. I don't have my ego doesn't say, stick around because you're going to be better than the rest of them. I'm like, no, you're going to suck. And
you see that? You freak yourself out.
Exactly.
You psych yourself out and freak yourself out.
Yeah.
You do all of that. Yeah. Freak and psych.
Usually freaks on the weekend and
psych on the weekdays.
So, before time gets away from us,
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and we need to talk about Inferno.
Sure.
Now, this is coming out in October 28th. Tom Hanks film. I love Tom Hanks, and I love anything, especially like Da Vinci Code or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So tell us about your role and how you got it and what the show's about or the movie's about.
The show, it's about 4 women living in Florida. Inferno is the third. There's a few books, but there's the lost symbols in between them, and a lot of people are asking why not the lost symbol, and that's not a question for me.
Right.
All I know is Inferno is awesome. My character isn't in the book. His name is Richard Savage. There's a whole story. If we even have time to tell that story, you might enjoy it. Richard Savage is his name. And he plays the aide to Dr. Elizabeth Sinsky, who is in the book. And she's played beautifully and awesomely by a Danish actress by the name of Sisa Babette Knudsen.
I'm not even going to try to say her name.
No, but people pronounce it Sidsi and all kinds. She just
Sid
rolls
Caesar?
with it. Sid Caesar. She'll go with Sid Caesar or Martin Short. She'll go with whatever. She's great. But I'd actually done a scene or two with her in a film that had come and gone called Hologram for the King. We shot. She's wonderful. She was so much fun, and she was great to have on set. So it was really cool when I heard she was cast in Inferno, and I didn't even know I was going to be in this thing.
Wow, you're like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, you kidding me? And this character, basically Ron and who the powers that be came up with this character, the writers, whoever, that he's her aide, and she's the head of the World Health Organization, and she has to stop a plague, and so she's a very powerful woman with a bunch of male aides, so it makes her very, makes her very. So to have me is kind of like her whipping boy, right? You know what I mean?
That sounds kinky.
And that's kind of how Ron said. Ron said, "You're going to be her whipping boy." So I'm like, "Hey, that's awesome. I don't know. I should read this script because that sounds cool." No, the script is great, so it was great. So I run around with her, and what I love about this movie is there's a lot of twists and turns. Like you don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad, and I haven't for people who haven't read the book, watch the movie and then maybe read the book, because I know when you read the book, maybe you're like, "Hey, what's going on? Who's this Richard guy?" But anyway, even with Harry Potter, people, But
of course,
the movie is fast. It moves. It's
the first two were I love the first two.
Yeah.
So like I said, anything Tom Hanks when it comes to this kind of a series.
Yeah.
because what I do, because I also have another show called Truth Be Told with
One of
Tony
my
and Eddie.
favorites. I watch it
hope
every
is.
Saturday morning.
No, it's Friday.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe it's a
I
repeat.
tape it.
Repeat.
Okay.
But it's paranormal,
Yeah.
conspiracy theory. But we've talked a lot about situations
About
like,
Inferno?
Well, no, about like the Da Vinci Code, meaning the secret societies and stuff like that. So I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of that in the movie?
Always. I mean,
Yeah.
these movies. What's cool about this film is Langdon in those films had his faculties, his wits about him. This one, he wakes up in a hospital bed. He's
Ooh.
got like a head wound. He can't remember anything. So he's got to kind of save the world, not knowing, having his memory come back in bits and pieces.
Is this opening the movie with that?
I can't tell you that.
Gosh dang it!
But all I can tell, it's in the trailer. But anyway,
We're gonna
I
play
think
it.
it's in the trailer. But yeah, I mean, Langdon's got a head wound in this one. So
Well, how's it work? How's it like working with Tom?
I haven't met him yet. I hear he's wonderful.
Don't lie to me. I'm like, don't lie to me.
He's great. I
Get
love
outta
that
here.
guy.
Just
He's
kidding.
awesome. No, he's the best. For me, he's the best. He's the best guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
You're in Budapest. We shot the movie in Budapest.
Oh my God, that'd be
we
great.
shot the movie in Florence, in Venice. We went to a Mexican joint a lot for dinner in Budapest. We had like our favorite place to go to. It was awesome. Yeah, we're in Budapest. We had dined at other places, of course, but that was like the go-to, like our happy place. But he's great to hang out with, and I love to. And you know what I love? I love to talk to him about like his past projects, his movies.
Oh my God! Well, he's evolved so much.
Yeah,
You remember Bosom Buddies?
Oh my God! He did a movie that I love. It's my favorite. I don't know how much time we have.
We have about 5 minutes left.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I don't know. Well, I already started it. I played at my
for it.
theater when I first got a job at a
Right.
movie theater. I was a manager at 18. My first theater I got to manage, a single screen movie
Mm-hmm.
theater, and we got Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had the film reels, two
John Candy.
gigantic 1 hour film reels I had to get from another theater.
Mm-hmm.
So I was bringing them out to my car, and I had high school the next day. And it had just rained, and one of the reels pinched my hand and rolled out of my hand and into a mud puddle, like a puddle of water. And I picked it up, and the film was drenched, just dripping in water. Had to take it back to the theater, to the projection booth, put it on the rewind, put it on extra super speed, and let the water just fly everywhere. And I ran it all night long. The next,
Right.
I think I went right to school, but it
It
played.
really looked like Bell's palsy next morning.
I told that story to Tom years later, and he was like, "Should have left it in the water." It's one of my favorites.
yeah.
I love that movie. It's like this cult
wasn't
classic,
one of
and I
my
don't know if he
favorites.
believes me or not. I'm like, people love Joe versus the Volcano. It's so
Yeah.
great.
It wasn't one of my favorites.
Oh,
either.
you got to watch it again. When's the last time you've seen it?
80 something.
Well, you need to watch it.
No, but I like I said, I started watching Bosom Buddies.
Or Buzzy Buddies.
Buzzy.
Yeah.
Buzzy. Ruth Buzzy.
Ruth Buzzy.
But who would have thought that he would become such a mega movie star?
You see all that talent and all these films he's done and the dramas and comedies and everything. He's just naturally just a funny guy.
Yeah.
And he followed me on Twitter a few weeks ago, and I emailed him and I said, "Thanks for making me cool." And he emailed back and he said, "Somebody had to." I love that.
That's
and
hilarious.
with Ron Howard, real quick, that guy's giving me a real shot here. This is like my first real cool role in a big movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited about it. And Ron Howard's been so great. And I just drilled him in between takes of Cocoon trivia. I just
love
said, Ron,
Cocoon.
it's one of my favorite 80s movies, and it's in the top 10, and that's the truth. I love Cocoon. I can watch it anywhere and anytime, and I still cry like a baby during the movie. And I love the visual effects, and I love everything about it. And he was in his late 20s when he made that movie.
Oh yeah.
So I would just ask him questions about them whenever I could about Cocoon, and he has this wealth of stories. It's great.
He's another one. I mean, even though starting off,
Yeah.
when he was like, I don't know how old he was, but
Andy Griffith Show.
I mean, my
and
God,
Happy Days and American Graffiti.
Oh my God, American Graffiti is amazing.
Great movie.
And but seeing both of them, their rise from just like everyday actor to now becoming these mega moguls in their industry.
And Ron loves movies. Ron
you
loves
can
movies.
tell
He
it.
loves making them, and he loves. We just talk about. He sees everything, and I try to as well. We just talk about films.
And you can tell. You can
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
both of them. You can tell
Yeah.
both of them because if they didn't love movies, they would not put this much energy and effort
Yeah.
into. I mean, because they could do anything. You see a lot of these actors, and they get to a certain age, they'll take anything.
Yeah.
And they hold off until it's a project that they can be proud of.
Are we being?
I think we're being
attacked?
invaded.
Is this an air raid?
This is what is it? Red.
Is that's Tom flying in? I told him to say hello. It's his helicopter.
What was that? What was that? Made Red
Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Russians.
We're invaded by Russians.
Yeah. See, Thomas Howell's going to jump in here and yell Wolverines in a minute.
But we're going to have to get out of here in a second.
Yeah.
But before we go, congratulations
Thank you.
on this movie. Is there any other projects you have coming up besides this?
I'm just. I was going to go out for the same audition as.
Me?
Your co-host.
Oh.
I didn't.
Oh, Carla?
I was going to go out with Carla on this thing, but
short
they were
black
looking
woman?
for a short black woman. I didn't get it.
Right.
I didn't get it.
Well, she actually she what did she just get? She got some kind of CVS commercial or something.
great.
She's always working.
Yeah, I've heard your show. She's wonderful.
Oh,
she's
you've
funny.
listened
I heard
to
it.
my show.
Of course I listen to it every day.
We're not on every day.
Well, I listen to the repeats.
Oh, okay.
Again and again.
All right, so you can go to Jon Donahue on Twitter.
It's Jon, no
Jon,
H. Save
yes.
yourself the trouble and don't
Yeah.
put that H in there. Donahue, Donahue. Follow me on Twitter. I just talk about movie nerd crap, and there's going to be a lot of Inferno stuff coming up. And
I
then,
hope so.
And then I have a Facebook page now, which is kind of self-indulgent.
No Instagram.
No, I don't even know what that means. I should look
Yeah.
into it. But it's Jon Donahue actor on that one. But
Well,
thank you.
I appreciate you being here.
I
don't know if
appreciate you
anybody.
having
I don't
me.
know if anybody else appreciates.
I didn't even know
it,
if
but
this was on the air. Is it
wasn't.
really on the air
No,
with
it
Tony,
wasn't.
or is
I
it
was
just
kidding. This is actually you've been
great.
bunked.
This is great.
Ashton
Wouldn't be the
Kutcher,
first
he came
time.
back. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. What we're going to do on our way out, we're going to play the trailer from the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just a teaser.
Just a
to
teaser.
get
We don't
you-
want to give too much away.
No, and it's October 28th
Yeah.
of 2016.
Yeah.
That's this year.
Coming up in a couple months.
And I'm excited. I can't wait to see it
Yeah.
because you have to watch these in the theaters. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
This is a big screen movie.
Yeah. It's not one of those you can wait for it to be at home. Like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, let's watch it at home.
Yeah. This is a big, huge, epic, international, just big thing.
Well, Jon
Yeah.
Donahue, are you ready to?
All the little people
that's
down
right.
there, the little people clapping. Hundreds of them.
Well, we're out of here, so stick around for One-on-One with Jasper Cole. This is On Air with Tony Sweet on Universal Broadcasting Network, and please enjoy the trailer from Inferno.
There's a switch. If you throw it, half the people on Earth will die. But if you don't, in 100 years, the human race will be extinct. I left you a path. The hardest one yet. Only you can finish it. You are humanity's final hope.
Dante's Inferno.
Dante defined our modern conception of hell 700 years ago. Why Dante? Why this map of hell? Someone created a plague.
Without Professor Langdon, no one can find the virus.
Oh my God.
This has been On Air with Tony Sweet. Don't worry, there's more online. Search On Air with Tony Sweet on iTunes for past shows and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. On Air with Tony Sweet every Wednesday and Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific. Right here on ubnradio.com.